Cheers, welcome to my channel. This is a bonus reading for you, Gemini, to see how the Chinese New Year is going to affect your energy. The major difference between the Chinese zodiac and the Western zodiac is the Chinese zodiac is based on the lunar calendar starting on February 17th and ending in February 7th in 2027, based on the year of your birth, whereas the Western zodiac is starting on January 1st. So we are moving into the year of the fire horse on February 17th, and this is one day before moving from Aquarius to Pisces energy in the Western zodiac. If you've already blown your New Year's resolution, here's your second chance. All right, let's begin. I did shuffle the cards earlier, but I just wanted to give them a quick cut, and we will begin. Whoops, I have my deck upside down. Yes, I do. We're going to begin with the underlying energy of this reading, which is justice. So Gemini, you might be looking for justice in on the three-dimensional or the five-dimensional. This person is sitting on their throne, and this veil in the background represents the veil between the spiritual world and the physical world. And so the justice begins on the spiritual world and it trickles down to the 3D. So this could be justice you've been waiting for some time. This figure is sitting in between these two pillars, and these two pillars represent two extremes. And this, once you get neutral to the two extremes, then you can be neutral to sitting in between them, and that's when justice comes in. This card is also about redemption from karma. Keep in mind, karma is not punishment. Karma is cause and effect of other people's actions, and this could be the actions of yourself, or it could be indirect from your ancestors and descendants. There's also karmic spaces that everyone falls into at one point or another. All right, and the first card out, there we have it. So you are looking for justice. This energy is talking about it's very clear when you look at it. You've been stabbed in the back at least 10 times here, and you're laying there left for unalive. The good news is that it's over, because this is the 10, and this is the start of a new beginning. This card is coming up a lot because we just moved from 2025, which was a 9-year cycle, into 2026, which is a one-year cycle. So we're not just ending 1 year and moving into the other. When we went on January 1st, what we did is we actually ended a decade-long cycle, and we're moving into a new decade-long cycle. And this could be a blessing in disguise for you. This card kind of represents the light at the end of the tunnel. We just had the solstice on December 21st, and that is talking about we're done with the longest night, and now we're moving into longer days and shorter nights, which we all look forward to, because here where I'm living, by 4 o'clock in the afternoon, it's already dark. So this could be a blessing in disguise, and this card is coming up just to represent that the old cycle is over and the new one begins, and I feel like this is the justice that you require. So let's look into this some more. We have the moon. Yes, I will be actually posting this tomorrow morning, so it will be January 3rd. And that's when, excuse me, the full moon in Cancer is going to be out and about. You've probably been feeling this for the last few days, and will continue to feel it for some in the following days. And usually we feel it 3 days before and 3 days after. So the Cancer moon is extra powerful this year, this full moon, because, for one thing, it is a Cancer full moon. And the Cancer, the zodiac sign of Cancer is ruled by the moon. At the same time, Cancer is right across the wheel from Capricorn energy on the horoscope. And so, and at the same time, we have the sun, which is shining light on hidden illusions from the moon. And we have the planet Mars, and the planet Venus, all sitting in Capricorn across from the moon. So this Mars energy can be very aggressive. Think of a newborn baby that is very loud because they need to have their needs met. And think of the Venus energy, it's ruling the energy of love. So, you may have heard the saying, men are from Mars, women are from Venus. That's the kind of energy. So that could actually just mean that your masculine and feminine qualities within each other are in an argument with each other, or there could be some tension. Perhaps you've been you're in this position now because of someone that was of the opposite sex that you were involved with. And then we have the Page of Swords. So the Page of Swords is all about fresh ideas coming in, a new communication, and the energy of learning from your mistakes, and you can also learn from others. So this energy, like this is February, this is March, and the Page of Swords is coming in April kind of energy. So that makes sense, like a brand, like in the spring, having like that fresh thought come in. Maybe you have something, an idea that you have had has been percolating on the back burner. I would suggest that if that's the case, it feels like in March you'll be ready to move forward with it. But you could take a few quick, small steps of action towards your goal now, even if you just small steps, just so that you can kind of do a little bit of research, that kind of energy. This sword represents your mental intelligence. And so you doing research right now would benefit you before you move forward with the project. And this could be some form of communication coming in. The pages used to work for the king and queen in the court when they were younger. This energy represents fresh air, like from someone that has a more youthful disposition. They would begin working for the king and queen around the age of 7 and 14. And then when they were 21, they could become a knight if they could afford a horse. And the energy here is about some form of communication coming in. It doesn't, this is the only page that is not looking at the element that they represent. So he's looking into the distance over here, and he is using his intuition as well as his logic to get a fresh look on things. And then we have the energy of, okay, so we have the Three of Wands, and the Three of Wands is about wanting to expand your horizons, wanting to move forward in a new way, which makes total sense after this communication comes in. I feel this communication could just be from within yourself. Some illusion may have come to light about this energy here, and you now understand exactly what happened, whereas before you couldn't quite grasp how this possibly could have happened. And now with this fresh outlook, what's coming up. You're ready to move forward. Like you're standing on the threshold of change. And this is the one constant we can always count on, is change. And I feel like it was something to do possibly with a lover or someone that you trusted that was of the opposite sex that you are. Remember, all the tarot cards, they're archetypes, so they can be like the Page of Swords. In the old days, that would always be a male, but now it could be a female in their masculine energy, and this male energy could be a female in her masculine energy. So they've got the right hand on this new wand, and they're leaving. It's like you've crossed through the portal of this couple, of being with this person, and now you have your hands on this new wand, and you're ready to move forward into this new way, which is awesome, especially if you were like this. Enough of that. Enough of that shift. And then we have, yes, a new cup of love coming in. So the good news is I'm getting the divine and the universe are offering you a new cup of love. It's a gift from the universe because you've done the work to heal from this energy. And this is talking about overflowing, like with things you love to do, things you love to be, that kind of energy, and also possibly a divine partner that is more suitable to your needs. And notice the peace dove there that's also going into the cup. That is like the opposite of this energy here. So we have February, March, April, May, and in this is like June-ish kind of energy. So this is awesome. And this could be your justice, is having this person, this divine partner sent to you to match your new fresh energy. Spring cleaning. That's what's coming up. Spring cleaning your relationships. Because this also could be, I feel like this was one person in particular, but they led a group towards this energy. And we have, this represents all the work that you've put into something. So this is the Eight of Pentacles, and the Pentacles represent your health, your wealth, your happiness. And of course, this is in the 3D world, and one of the energies for sure is money, and this card is the only Pentacle card where the person is actually working on the coin and actually making the money. And I'm wondering if this energy is representing you or it's representing them making money off you in a nefarious way. The word is coming up, nefarious. So nefarious, I believe, means, I haven't used the word nefarious in a long time, but nefarious means like not on the good side. It's definitely on an extreme on one side of the justice here. So this talks about perhaps you are now, I feel like this is the past, like you put all this work in, and just when you were about to move into a position where you could really reap the benefits of all your hard work, it was taken from you. And then by these people, this person plus his buddies, let's put it that way, his or her buddies. And then this energy is about perhaps you now are starting to work on something again. And this is like you already have one pentacle done and now you're working on the second. And this is possibly with a partner that is more in line with what, with what you're doing and your goals and your values. And then we have, yes, this has been a long time coming in. So I just want to point out here that the Knight of Pentacles is the only knight in the deck that his horse is at a standstill. And because this energy of moving into the year of the horse is talking about like the year of the horse, and this is kind of the energy that I'm finally picking up for you for coming into this Chinese New Year energy, is horses are very free-spirited, very energetic, and they're, they like adventure. And if you ever have been on a horse, it's really easy to feel really free when you're on them. And, in matters of love, that it can be very intense and passionate. That's what they represent. And so I feel like on some level you have pulled back your your ability to feel that energy. Like this has really had a weakening effect on your outlook on life. And so this Knight of Pentacles is sitting here and they're like, you know what? I'm actually really enjoying putting this new work in. And it's actually not starting all over from scratch, because what you're doing is you're taking all the knowledge you learned here and applying it, and you're having fun doing it. I feel like that's the energy. And you're having fun doing it with someone that's, that's in tune with you more. And I feel like this is also saying you're taking it slow. Like you're not jumping into the relationship. You're taking your time. This is health, wealth, and happiness. Like you've learned from the past that you need to have a fresh outlook. And congratulations, Gemini, you've aced it. You know, I feel like you're beginning to trust your intuition again. There were signs and you ignored them, maybe red flags, and now you've learned. You have a real clear idea. Okay, where where you went off course. It's almost like the horse took the bit in its mouth and took you for a ride rather than you riding the horse. That's the energy I was picking up. And so this may be a long time coming in for you, but it's well worth it. Like, you're going to love this new energy. It's like right up, like on your path. And so this is the slowest knight in the deck. Having said that, sometimes it's good to take new relationships slow, and also to really figure out where you want to go before you start the ride. I put some planning into place, and that I feel is coming from this energy here. Because, you know, if you're off course, the thing about the year of the horse is it makes people want to move forward and be really impulsive. So this energy is saying, you know, plan your course and then get on the horse and ride. Because if you're on foot and you go off course, you'll only get so far. But on a horse, you can get off course very quickly. That's the kind of energy I'm picking up. Yes, and then the 10 of Cups comes in. So this is ultimate fulfillment. You know, this is like you've been working on this, and I believe that, like, this is a gift from God, and this is saying you deserve it. You put all the hard work in to stay on course. You value yourself. There's no way that you're going to be treated like this anymore. And so you're moving forward, and this card represents like having everything you love, like total fulfillment. Like, there's 10 cups here, so you have like the person you love to be with, and you plan to have children with this person, because this is newer. I'm getting this is like you're living where you love to live. You love to go for you know, maybe you do have a horse and you love to go for rides, kind of energy. You know, you love the country you're in, you love the city you're in, or the rural area you're in. You love your neighbors. Like, everything's just loving, you know? It's just like, I love it. That's what I'm hearing. I love it. Really good energy. And then the Queen of Pentacles comes in, and I'm just getting this new attitude, this fresh outlook that you have has made this energy a blessing in disguise, because the Queen of Pentacles is very, very good. She's well known for being very resourceful. So it'll be amazing. You'll even amaze yourself. You'll amaze the people around you, but you'll amaze yourself even more with how quickly you recover these pentacles, and how fast it is for you, even if it takes a bit of time in the linear. For you love doing what you do so much that you're, you know, it doesn't feel like work. You're just doing what you love to do, and you're going to that's really going to benefit you to bringing the coin in and having the health and wealth and happiness here that you've always deserved. I love this reading for you, Gemini. It's awesome. So the Queen, you know, is resourceful, and if you have to be resourceful right now, that energy is going to change as we get through the year. If we look at this, it's February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October. So we're moving into November and December. Yes, that's what it's talking about right there. We have it. It's talking about the Six of Pentacles, so sowing your seeds. So I feel like, you know, okay, what did we say this was? November. By November, you're already almost back where you were before all this happened, only in a way better position, because you have learned the art of give and take. You know how much to give, to who to give it to. This person here is someone that would appreciate your value. And this one here is like the scales of justice are over this person. They have something in their pocket. So they're a grifter. They're someone like a pickpocket, you know, kind of energy. And you know, you can tell now because of this. There's no illusions about that kind of energy. It gave you a totally fresh insight on that type of of energy. And so you understand how much to give, how much to take, who to give to, who to take from, who to hire, who not to hire in your business, that kind of energy. So it's really, really awesome. And it's kind of like, this is about sowing the seeds and then being able to bring in the harvest for yourself. Oh, excuse me, I got the hiccups. I got so excited. And then we have, yeah, this is the energy here of, let's see, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, and December. I almost lost time here. That's what I'm getting too, is that time flew by. Time's going to fly by in 2026. And this is representing, you know, when you were left out in the cold, that I feel like that came to a head in 2026 or 2025. And this, you stepped into this new year, like by February 17th anyway, like when the Chinese New Year begins. See, the Chinese New Year follows the rhythms of the moon, and the Western zodiac follows the rhythms of the Gregorian calendar. So they have to put that in February. They have to every 4 years put a leap year in because their math doesn't work out, right? And so that's kind of what this is saying. You might want to like consider, you know, as I said, if you broke your New Year's resolution, you have time to fix it and pay attention. Tonight will be, I'm putting this out in the morning, early in the morning, and around 8 my time Pacific. So that full moon will be out and about, and that energy will be really intense. It's going to be very enlightening for you, I feel, Gemini. Yeah, I'm getting you prefer the cycle, the lunar cycle, rather than the Gregorian calendar. It's more natural. And I think for women in particular, the energy is more because when women are in their menstrual cycle, it's every 28 days-ish, and you become more regular when you start recognizing, oh, it's when the moon comes out, you know, that kind of energy. I feel like you're getting into the rhythm of who you are, and, you know, like it's kind of, I'm seeing you like kind of at a nice slow trot, you know? No need to rush, no need to hurry. That's the problem with this energy, is if people rush in because they, the horse energy, you know, horses love to run, right? So you don't want to be galloping when you should be trotting. That's the energy. If you're enjoying this reading, please do give it a like and comment and a hype if you know how to do so. It's a new feature that YouTube has for smaller channels. And then we will clarify this. So I'm just tuning into this energy. I'm using my Tales from the Vector Oracle. I began this in 2007, and in 2020 I completed all 64 paintings, and now I'm looking to bring this out. In the description box below, I will have the numbers of the oracle cards as they appear in this reading. And you can go to talesfromthevector.com, TAILS, from thevector.com. That's my website. And take a look at the paintings in the gallery and some of the information there if you're interested. All right, so we have, I just want to tune in here. Okay, this is what came out. Okay, so this energy is talking about ego. So it's talking about keep your ego in check. So I feel like part of the reason why you ended up like this is because you really saw yourself as being with this person as a couple. And there were a lot of signs saying, no, you weren't, like, you know, it wasn't, you were left out in the cold. And so there was a lot of people that knew things that you didn't know, and you could feel it. You could feel it, but you didn't want to believe it. And so the best thing is not to really believe in anything. Just have faith in your path with God. Like if you can't trust the people around you, build a snowman, and that could be your best friend kind of energy, because these people were not your friends. And that's the kind of energy, it's on some level you just didn't want to face that. And that's okay, because now you know, and you're totally, you're like, hey, I'm good. I really am good here. And that's the, you know what I realized? I do have my timing off. My clock is off. Like, look at that. Okay, so we're going to take this card. Oh, soulmates. That is so funny. So, yeah, we have February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, January. January, I forgot January. Isn't that interesting? Perhaps in January here, you're going to meet this soulmate, because this is representing the energy of the soulmate. Perhaps this is an energy here where you're getting to know yourself better, and then you meet the soulmate. I couldn't figure out. I just couldn't get the clock in my head right. And so that's what I feel this is about. So yeah, I love this. This is so awesome for you. All right, now we can keep going. Okay, the Virgo energy is being able to contribute. So Mercury is the planet of communication, and it rules Virgo. And Virgo energy is very analytical, and it can become like, instead of analytical critique, it can become anal criticism. So perhaps you started believing things about yourself that weren't true. You know, you were being too anal about your criticism instead of analytical in your critique, or listening to others. So as they slowly put the daggers in, you know, you started believing what they were saying about you. Now, I want to make this really clear that when I have, in a general collective reading like this, when I have zodiac signs coming up, I'm not identifying people. What I'm doing is I'm identifying the energy, the state of being of that energy and of that sign at its best and worst, and also the stage of life. So this is like when you're old enough to know better, but young enough to make the mistakes still, if that makes any sense for you. And then we have perception. So this and that, like it's like between these two pillars, there's your domestic dog and your wild wolf, and maybe they're both howling at the moon, and maybe you decided, I'm going to be vulnerable here and go on my path, and I'm just going to look at the bright side of life, and I'm not going to pay attention to this, you know, the energy that's out there, because I want it to be this way. That's when you get into your ego and you think you have control of that. The grass is greener on the other side because it's fake. That's the energy I'm really picking up for you. You thought that it was that this person and these people were more interesting than you, is what I'm getting. More like they were the cool kids, and you wanted to take a walk on the wild side. And now you realize that you're more domesticated than you thought you were, and you're okay with that. And then this is the justice on here, is having this fresh idea, this fresh outlook. This is about you deciding, you know what, I want that, and this is justice. And now you realize that you're better off just being yourself and being who you are authentically than trying to fit in with other people. And then we have destruction here. Yeah. So progress in motion, the devastation of the rainforest. It's kind of like sometimes people just like to destroy things because they're beautiful, and they are jealous, bottom line, kind of like that. Or they want something from you, and the only way they know how to do it is to, you know, destroy it. And then they think they can have it. That's the kind of energy that you were facing. And then we have the moon confirming this. So look at that. It's right on this cup. So I feel like this is really saying this cup of love is for you to start loving yourself. And then you will have, that's when you will find this person. I really love this. This is really good energy. So this is about reckless abandon, WRECK. And so this is talking about when you can discipline your mind, then you have freedom, because then you're going to believe yourself instead of believing others. You're going to know in your, it's about trusting your intuition. And then we have the Aries, the infant. Yeah, right here on this energy of moving forward in a new way and having to start over. This is about that Mars energy that's opposing the moon. So the light is being reflected on it. And I feel like the Mars energy is aggressive because a baby, like if you think about it, Aries is ruled by Mars, and a newborn baby coming in, they are aggressive. If you think they're helpless, but they're loud. They let you know when they want something. And that's the energy of also just being able to be yourself and then do. And notice how a newborn baby, they don't think about, I wonder if I can walk. They just get up and they start to crawl, and then they take the next step. And so it's kind of that kind of energy, staying in step and being okay with the journey, like enjoying the journey, enjoying the ride instead of rushing to get there. That's the energy I'm getting. And if you, because of this, like you've started off here, and look at, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4 months later, you're already at the 6 of Pentacles. So it's because you adopted this new attitude. This is awesome, really, really beneficial energy for all of us. And then the lack of, we all have a little bit of Gemini in us too, so check that house, And if you're coming across this reading in the future, quite a bit from when I posted it, go back and look at what was going on when you were, when I posted this, because that could really tell you a lot about what's happening. So yeah, never underestimate the power of willful ignorance. You missed out on a lot of opportunities because you believed these people, and they were working together to put you in this position, and you fell for it. Like you went for the ride, that kind of energy. You were a novice rider, and the tower hit. That's representing this. But you notice how the tower, I don't, this could be someone you're divorcing. It could be someone that you had, in your life for some time. And because of whatever happened here, done. You're just done. And so that energy could be coming in. But this was more, in my oracle, it's more about being divorced from source is the worst divorce. So I feel like you went off your path to walk on the wild side, and now you are just prefer, there's something about no drama, especially if you're riding a horse. The last thing you want is drama on a horse, like seriously, because that's when they start bucking and, spooking, that kind of energy. And the Hangman. So this is about having that balance, like that balance in your life of knowing give and take, and using your masculine energy when you need to and your feminine energy when you need to, and having that balance, how much to give, how much to take, who to give it to, who not to. So the Hangman hangs from the tree of knowledge until they get enlightenment, and then they make a move. That's the energy. And then we have the Death. So this is about transition. So I feel like maybe up until this point, you're kind of thinking, I'm like, you're still having like doubts about yourself or whatever, which is natural if you've been through this. But having said that, this is where the transition happens. This is where you realize, hey, I can handle this, and I'm not going to leave myself out in the cold, and then I won't have to worry about it. I'm not going to give too much to other people. I'm going to at least keep half of my energy for myself, and it should be more than that, actually. And then we have indifference. So we're all in it together. We're a work in progress, except when we're not all in it together. So sometimes people can be very cruel, very cruel. And so perhaps the good news is you're not the sort of person that would want to be cruel to other people. So, indifference is when it's not the neutrality you receive in life. It's more about really, these people knew what they were doing, and they did it anyway because they wanted something you had and they were too lazy to work for it. That's the bottom line. So once you realize that, you realize we're not always a work in progress because we're in sync with each other, but sometimes the energy, this type of energy pushes people to flourish because you want to raise your vibration and move through it. And so really in the end, you're the one who's going to, what do they say? The best revenge is living well. You've mastered that art now. And this, I love this because this is about surrendering. And that's surrendering to God's plan. Like understanding if you can't trust yourself, you can always, go and chill out and figure out which direction to go in by communing with God. You can, like the hangman, you hang from the tree of knowledge, what happened here, until you get that enlightenment. So this is talking about making sure that you have balance also between your spiritual side. You have to feed your soul as well as your physical body so that you can move forward. I really like this energy for you, Gemini. I feel like, you're really you're really going to enjoy 2026 compared to 2025. Let me put it to you that way. I do hope you have enjoyed it as well. Please do like and comment if you have, and consider subscribing if you resonate with the energy of my channel. It really does empower me to build my channel. Bye for now, and I will see you at mid-month with another reading. I'm waking up my cat from a nice purring nap.